totally missed Neil saying they were married the first time I watched. That would have clued me in. Neil steals a keychain that is so the thing Emma wears around her neck all the time in the present time.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that she has to remember Neil. A guy comes into the store and sees Neil stealing an Apollo bar. And if you don't know what that bar is, it does not actually exist. It's made of candy from Lost.
I thought there were going to be some references to Lost. I just couldn't find them because I've never seen it.
Right.
I know there's a whole bunch of like numbers that are always in Lost, and you can find them all through once, but I never find them.
I'd have to watch all of Lost before.
Yeah. I only can pick up the Apollo bars.
Well, I know the guard's name is the prison at the end of the show. I know this is skipping ahead, but it's not a big deal to me. Her name was Loretta, and I wondered if maybe there was a connection there, just because you could see her nameplate so well.
Mm.
I don't remember. I know I've seen some of Lost, or most of it, but I wasn't actually really into it, so I can't pick up a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
I'll just have to borrow the seasons from my brother and see what I can pick up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy is trying to tell the clerk that he's being robbed, but Emma fakes labor.
That was such a good move on her part.
Yeah.
That was slick.
And see, that's why I still thought she was pregnant, was because she was faking the labor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But,
and then the guy tells the clerk they were stealing as they run away. They get back to the bug, and whoa, Emma, you took a lot.
She takes the bag out from her.
I know. It's like, oh my god, just having labor in the street.
What was that comment? Neat little trick he got there, or something like that, or that trick worked, or something like that.
Something like that.
Not sure.
But anyway.
Okay, Neil gives Emma her gift. Emma and Neil are at the hotel and run into a room that a family just left. Emma finds a dream catcher. The same one Neil has in his room when we first meet him in the first episode.
Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, that is him!
Uh-huh.
I saw the dream catcher. I was like, that's him in the first episode.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Surprise, if you didn't know, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That and the postcard thing, but we'll make that.
Yeah. Okay, Emma.
I feel like when Neil shows up in Storybrooke, if he runs into David, or James, I guess, and he tells him who he is, I feel like he's gonna get punched in the face, too. He's slept with my stepdaughter and knocked her up. Oh, it'll be bad.
And I can see Henry going,
Daddy?
Yeah.
What?
I thought you were dead in a fire. Got burned because you were
I thought you were a fireman. No, I was a car thief. A hobo car thief.
That's what your mom told you.
Anyway.
Close, but no.
I could see him getting sad once,
if
Henry mentions that to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Alright. Where was I? Neil then hears what the dream catcher does. He seems to take interest in it about keeping nightmares away. Could he be actually having the same nightmares Aurora and Henry are having? It just seems that it could be what is happening. Neil wants to stop with the stealing and wants to settle down. He gets Emma to close her eyes and pick a map on a map where they all settle down. Or they will settle down. She picks Tallahassee. So, what do you guys think?
I thought it was cute, and I thought it was cool that he wanted to settle down. That's usually not something the guy wants.
Yeah.
Like, especially a guy in his position.
Right.
So I think that's probably where I liked him the most. I mean, I was still kind of, are you still playing her? What's going on here?
Yeah.
I was still trying to figure him out, but I was like,
I wanted to find his angle, and I was just wow, he's serious. Okay.
Yeah. And we learned that, but we'll get to that.
So what did you guys think about the dream catcher? Do you think he's actually having those dreams too?
Okay, this is gonna sound like a crazy theory, but I wonder if he's still not Bay. Like, maybe he can't remember.
I think he's Bellfire. I also have a kind of inkling that he could also be Peter Pan, but I don't know how that's going to work out.
I don't think so. I don't think he's
really.
Yeah.
I refuse to think that he's Bay. I honestly do. I refuse to think that he's Bay. Until there's proof later on, I refuse.
Okay, how about this? You don't believe he's Bay. You don't believe he's Peter Pan, but you do believe he's Bay, and I believe he's Peter Pan and Bay. So let's make kind of
little session about this.
Yeah, so like whoever is right gets a cookie or something. A make-believe cookie. Or bragging rights.
Do you want to share theories here, or?
Sure.
Alright, who wants to go first?
What?
Who wants to go first?
You can.
Okay. Well, okay. See, the whole thing about the nightmares, that really got me, because, it just, if it's the same as Henry and Aurora, that means he's got some connection to Fairy Tale Land. Mm-hmm. And we never really find out how Bay ends up in our world without magic. I've just got this funny feeling.
I have something to add.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, one thing that we know, only thing that kind of puts me off about him having the dreams is because only people that's been having the dreams is the people that were under the sleeping curse. So somehow he's been under the sleeping curse if this is what's supposed to happen. But if he has, since Snow White was under I have no idea what that noise was.
Anyway. Me neither.
Okay, anyway, if he was under sleeping curse, maybe he saw Snow White in his dream, and Snow White saw him, because she was under the sleeping curse too.
Right. Yeah, you gotta wonder what Snow White's dreams are like too. Yeah. To me, I don't know. And you don't find out where he ends up. Maybe if he hit his head or something and he has amnesia, or what if when they found Bay in our world, they treated him with like schizophrenia or like some sort of therapy to get rid of the fairy tale illusion, air quotes. And that makes me wonder. Mm-hmm. So, and that would explain why he is out stealing cars if he, had a tough time adjusting to our world.
Yes.
As a child. So, to me, that makes sense.
Like I said, I still, because if that is Bay, I don't know. I'm just having a hard time believing that that's Bay.
You don't know why, but you can't say why he can't be. So you just don't want him to be, really.
Well, I don't know. I could see why you wouldn't want, or you would think he isn't, though. Because to me, I feel like he doesn't really look like Bay.
Well, no, I agree with that.
And some people may argue, people, boys grow up, yada 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 yada.
The only thing he does have is the curly black hair.
Yeah.
True. But
I could see either one.
You would think with his name, they would have been a little more clever with trying to fit somehow Bay, somehow into, rather than just Neil.
Well, what was his last name?
Cassidy. Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Neil Cassidy.
I wonder if that's a reference to something else, though.
Well, there was, but I can't remember what it was.
Because I know August Booth was a
wooden boy.
Yeah.
I still get a wooden boy from August Booth.
August W. Booth. August Wooden W. Booth. B for boy.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. See, I was trying to think of more of
it's just the initials.
Tom, what's his face from Harry Potter.
Oh, no.
Yeah. thinking I am Lord Voldemort mixed in with Tom,
No. It's just the initials.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking of somehow switching it around. I'm like, wait, that doesn't work. But yeah, okay. I guess we'll figure out later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not seeing anything in Neil Cassidy.
Well, maybe we just need to see more of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we need
And-
to see more.
Because, like,
No,
if you
like
listen to what I
told-
said,
Like
There's
I
no-
told Ray, I am not willing to believe that it is him until I see proof.
right. And, like,
Yeah.
you know, if you listen to what I said, there really isn't a whole lot of proof in what I said either. It's just,
Right.
most of it is just, like, funny feelings, and that could just be me being really
No.
apprehensive.
Now, what I could see somehow is a lost boy
Maybe.
from Neverland.
Right.
Because if you know the story of Peter Pan, they go
Yeah.
back with Wendy.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Sure.
Anyway,
But that wouldn't make sense either, because if they went back at the same time Wendy did, they would have been like old men or dead.
Maybe. It depends on how they write it, I think.
Yeah, if they came, if
like, they wouldn't have had to have gone back with Wendy. They could have found another way.
yeah.
But that's just, anyway, we'll go on. This is nearly 10, we'll go on.
Yeah, I gotta be off in, like, 15 minutes, so we'll have to finish this later. Or you can finish it without me, I won't feel bad. It's okay.
I'd rather have you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
It's better to have more than just 2 people.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So maybe we can do it more tomorrow.
Maybe we'll be able to get others later, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll.
But let's go to the half.
Tomorrow. What?
Alright.
Let's get to the halfway point here.
Yeah.